Hey guys, PepperAmmy here. This week we are making mincemeat for Christmas. Now if you want to make this recipe, your best bet is to make it early, as this needs at least 2 weeks to mature properly. Now I'm mostly going to be using mine to make mince pies and possibly a mince Christmas cake if I have enough left over, and they will be coming in the month of December. Now, this recipe can be changed and altered slightly depending on if you want extra stuff in there, and I will detail that after the recipe list. But for this recipe, you will need 250 grams of raisins, 375 grams of currants, 100 ml of brandy. If you don't want an alcoholic version, you can use apple or orange juice, the zest of 1 lemon and juice of half a lemon, 200 grams of shredded suet. You could also sub this out for butter. 250 grams of brown sugar. 85 to 100 grams of chopped mixed peel. Now if you don't know how to make these, there'll be a link to that at the end of the video. Some grated nutmeg and a large Bramley apple, peeled and grated. Now I couldn't get hold of a large Bramley apple, so I just used 2 smaller ones. Now, as I said, you can change this recipe for a little bit. So for example, I added some cranberries and apricots and just took out some of the currants. And I've also swapped the brandy for amaretto to give it more of an almondy hint. Now you can also add chopped almonds to this recipe if you want to do it that way. And then of course, if you don't want it boozy, you can just swap in some apple or orange juice instead of alcohol. And then simply combine all the dried fruit in a large bowl with the apple, your juice or alcohol of choice, and let soak for at least an hour and up to a day. And then drain off your liquid and save that for later. And then simply add in the rest of your items to the fruit and mix to combine. Now there are 2 paths you can take for storage here. You can simply add the liquid back in and place it in sterile jars and seal in a cool, dark place for at least 2 weeks. Or you can cook it. Now the reason why you'd want to cook it is if you don't, it has a chance to ferment. And the problem with this fermenting is it doesn't develop a really nice flavour, it just kind of goes a bit bitter. So I would advise the cooking route. Now, to cook it, I just slowly heated it over a low heat for 2 hours until everything was nice and melted and melded together, and then placed in sterile jars. Now, the best way to sterilize your jars, if you have one, is using your dishwasher on the highest setting, and then as soon as it's done, let the jars cool slightly and then seal with the lid. So, either path you take, simply just take your mincemeat and put it in your sterile jars, and then you want to leave it in a cool, dark area for at least 2 weeks. Now, the suet or fat of choice might rise to the top. You can mix the mincemeat as it cools, but this will probably remove the fact that you'll have an airtight seal on your jar. Or you can just let the suet rise to the top and use that as a nice layer to keep everything air-free below. Now, that does it for this week's video. It's a nice, simple, quick video. I really can't wait to actually make some nice fresh mince pies straight out the oven instead of the boxed ones that I've always had. And I just want to see how they compare. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and there will be more Christmas themed cooking videos on the run up to Christmas. Now, I'm also doing a advent countdown this year. I have several advent calendars, some for the cat, some for the dogs, some for me. I've definitely got some grown-up advent calendars for me, not children's ones, I swear. Now, I'm in 2 minds whether to put those on a second channel or have them on this channel. Now, the idea is I want to keep this channel for cooking-based stuff, but it would be nice to have more activity on this channel. So let me know in the comments below what you think, if I should upload them to a second channel where it's just going to be non-cooking related stuff, or if I just upload daily on this channel along with the extra weekly cooking recipes. But anyway guys, let me know down below what you think. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.